I'm Laura Buttermore, maiden name Pilikowski, and currently I am UNO's volleyball strength coach. So after high school, I went to UNO on a volleyball scholarship, and I played 4 years volleyball, and then my last semester I actually played basketball. I did not play my freshman year, and then I was an All-American my sophomore year. So it was a big transition from high school, I would say. And then after college, so I was an academic All-American and an All-American 2 times, and then went and played professional volleyball in Puerto Rico. So that would have been in 2004. And when I came back in my degree, I graduated UNL with marketing. But then Coach Cook, the current volleyball coach, asked me to be their strength coach. So I went from a degree in business to a strength coach. And I was there full time with multiple sports for 8 years. And then my husband got the head coaching job at Hastings College. So we moved to Hastings and I was his strength coach there. And then in 2019, we moved to Omaha. And so that's where we are today. So I played volleyball, basketball, and track all 4 years. And then I was in the art club. So really interested in art and National Honor Society, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I mean, honestly, I don't remember a lot of details, but I mean, really we had just class all day. We didn't have the block scheduling. So, just sometimes we had morning workouts with lifting and then school all day, practice after, come home, eat, study, or if you had a game, they were at night. So it was usually a typical day. And sometimes we were traveling to different sporting events, so we might not get back till late or studying on the bus. So it kind of depended on the day and what we had. I had to study a lot. So I did finish with a 4.0 GPA, but didn't come easy. So really had to work on time management in between all the activities and really just studied whenever I could. And if there was time in class, I used that class time to study as well. So most of the time it would be after, like if we didn't have a game after dinner, I would study before bed. So I think especially like my coaches and teachers just, and also, family, but work ethic, I think was the biggest thing. And then just learning how to manage all the activities and prioritize what needs to be done first. And I didn't get to use any of my art, but, I loved the creativity those teachers taught me as well. I mean, I always knew I was going to go to college. Both my older sisters, so Lisa and Nicole Pilikowski also went to Columbus High, and they both went to college, and my parents went to college, so it was never really a question if I was going to go or not. And Lisa played volleyball and track at Doane, and so I kind of knew a little bit about that. I just didn't know, what I wanted to do, volleyball, basketball, or track. I knew I wanted to do one of those probably coming into high school, and I didn't know what level either. Yeah, for sure. My sister for sure was like, oh, she told my mom, she's like, she's going to go Division I. And I loved basketball to begin with, and I was probably better at it. So I didn't know until my junior year, which is pretty late now, but I did start playing club volleyball and drove to Lincoln for practices. And so then and Pettit recruited me actually. So he was the coach before Cook, came to our house and had some other offers. So I would say I knew about volleyball for sure my junior year. I don't know exactly how I decided, but just the love for the game, and I was getting better at volleyball and there was a lot of potential there. There's not as much running and just the season is shorter in college, and no, I just love the game more. It was a little bit earlier in recruiting, but I got some scholarship offers for basketball as well. But I guess I had just changed my mind. But before I got offered, I would say. So you have more time, but you don't have more time, I guess. It's hard. So your classes are throughout the day. It's not like an all day. So you have to prioritize and schedule when you're going to study. And then the traveling is a lot more intense in college, and volleyball is year round. But there was so much help. I think that just helped so much. There was, if you needed a tutor or you had study hall hours. So it was kind of the accountability that you got as an athlete was very helpful. And just, I already had that instilled, the work ethic from Columbus High. And so that helped. And just prioritizing school first, sleep, nutrition, volleyball, it all goes together. It was really fun. I would have done it more than 1 year, but Coach Cook offered me a full-time strength coaching job, which doesn't usually happen with that experience. So it was amazing. I lived on the beach with another teammate. The coach didn't speak English, so that was interesting. But all my teammates spoke English. And yeah, we traveled and played, and it was about 6 months I was there. The Puerto Rican, that season is a little shorter than if you go to Europe and play. Yeah, it was really neat. So I guess I'll go back a little bit and tell my story. So I got my degree in marketing, and just really had a passion though for strength and conditioning. I came in my freshman year. I mean, we had lifted, but it just wasn't a lot like they do now. And so in between my freshman and sophomore year, just really worked hard in the weight room, increased my vertical like 5 inches, put on 20 pounds of muscle, and just really wanted to help others do the same thing. And so it was kind of in the back of my mind that maybe that would be some way to keep still involved with volleyball, but not be an actual coach, but be more of a strength coach in the weight room and be able to help others like my strength coach helped me. So then when I got that call, and I knew she was leaving eventually, but I just didn't know when. So I was hoping I'd have a little more time. But yeah, he called when I got home, and we had, I don't remember, coffee or lunch or something, and just said I'd be a good fit, and decided it was the right time to come back. And I wanted to be in Nebraska eventually. And so it was hard to give up playing, but really all the athletes and the volleyball is really pretty similar. And we try to instill that winning culture in each program. So at Nebraska, bigger, taller athletes. So, but we're getting bigger at UNO as well. You kind of have to change some of the techniques of squatting or different things when your athletes are taller. But really, other than that, you're pushing each athlete to be the same, and it's not a lot of difference. But obviously, from Division I to Hastings, the time commitment is different. You're able to be more involved at the Division I level with just that sport, whereas NAI, you're not required to be here in the summer, or you have a few more breaks kind of thing. But other than that, it's really, really similar. Nebraska, I did work with multiple sports, and I was full-time. So that was, really important. I didn't use my major, obviously, but just the opportunities that presented itself through going to college and the people that you meet. And it doesn't have to be, obviously, not everybody's going to play a sport. But whatever you do get involved with, I think that's the important part, is that you are with a group that can make you a better person as well, and help you and get to know and connect with people. Because a lot of times, and you've probably heard this before, but it's not your major, or it's who you know, and getting to know those people, and maybe you might change your future career through that. Just to be a strength coach, I guess. So because I played volleyball, obviously playing volleyball in high school, then I became the Husker volleyball athlete. And then from playing under Coach Cook, then he offered me the strength coaching job because, you know, he knew who I was and what I had worked so hard in the weight room and shown him that, that I could be a good strength coach. I think, first of all, you know, don't stress out too much about what major you're going to have. You might not know, because I started with, I wanted to do art. So I actually wanted to do graphic design, but then it conflicted with volleyball. And then I switched to advertising and marketing, and now I'm a strength coach. So unless you want to do like a medical field or anything, I think it's okay to go undecided and figure that out while you're in college if you haven't yet in high school. So don't stress about that. And just working hard. Even, you know, you have to keep in mind that there are greater things you're working towards, and there are going to be tough times along the way. So just make sure that you don't quit and keep fighting for what you want. It doesn't have to be sports, but just keep working hard, even though it's hard and you have tough times.